Magic Maker, How to Make Magic in Another World. Should you watch it? You know what? I make these videos all the time, and the reality is it's always a hard question to answer because I'm going to answer it how I feel. And at times, you know, based on who's watched this, you may have similar thoughts. You know, you might have similar taste to me. So we might align, but at the same time, there's always a reason for almost every anime to be watched. Yes, that includes 𝐒𝐻. Somebody out there loves it and has no idea that it's one of the worst anime ever created, okay? So that's the squeeze. That's the deal. But I could just come on here and give you my real reasoning, and my feeling is that I don't think that, especially episode 1 of Magic Maker, I don't think that there was enough here to warrant a watch. Now, on full transparency, I am very, very confident I have read this manga before. I don't remember if I finished it or not, and I think it's been a while, but I do remember reading this before, and if memory serves right, at least for the beginning, I think that they really botched the adaptation because they go in and you don't really understand that the main character, Theon, is a reincarnated person because they mostly give us the angle or the point of view from the sister, which is totally fine to do that, you know? And at the end, he's like, oh, this is what it means to be reincarnated or whatever. It's like, I think they're trying to, like, you know, pull a rug under their viewers to say like, oh, hey, did you know? But at the end of the day, it's not like you're watching this on TV for the first time. And even if you are in Japan and you're watching this on TV for the first time, the likelihood that you're watching this randomly is like 1%. More than likely, you're watching this because A, you've read the manga or light novel, whatever it's adapted from. I'm pretty sure I read the manga. Like, I'm pretty sure that you're watching this because it's either an adaptation you're interested in, or like most of us, you read somewhere on some website or something of the anime coming or anime being adapted, and you read the summary or the synopsis, or you saw a trailer and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, that looks pretty decent. That looks pretty good. And because of that, you have the pre-knowledge of, which is the synopsis, which says a man who was 30 years old and wanted to use magic died unexpectedly. And when he woke up, he was reborn in another world. He was named Theon. He had high hopes that a magic would be another world. There was no magic, blah, 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 blah. Okay, so you have a great idea of what the show is. So it's almost impossible to pull a rug under us. And let's say they were going to do that. Let's say I'm like, okay, I'm just going to pretend like I didn't know anything. They didn't do it very well, you know? The episode was mostly boring, which, I mean, I have to just admit, you got to call a spade a spade. The episode was mostly boring. We didn't really have a good grasp of Theon outside of he became a depresso baby when he found out there was no magic. We found out a little bit about his sister, which she's like a meathead. She's just a sword master or whatever. She's going to end up being a sword master or something. And then at the end of the episode, we just found out that there's like sibling love, which you can only assume. And again, I don't remember the actual manga. It's so vague, and I don't even think I finished it. But just putting on your anime trope hat, you can guess one or two things. It's either going to be A, forbidden love, because, you know, anime, or B, the second option is going to be either the sister was adopted or Theon was adopted. Although Theon looks like his dad, so I don't know. But they brought home a baby, you know what I mean? So you can only assume that either mom was pregnant and they're legit siblings, or Theon or the sister was adopted and they're not blood related, but they're still related because they're family, so it's still weird. And then Theon got on board with the sister love thing way too quick, you know? And the other is, they had the other girl who's the blonde girl, which she was looking at Theon. So you can assume that she'll be his other love interest if they even happen to go down that path, okay? Then the rest of it, it's like, okay, this 30-year-old man's gonna come and discover magic in this world and stuff. And he, towards the end of the episode, they went to the lake, they found warm bubbles in the sky, and they found out that based on certain feelings the animals were admitting, the fish in this case, that they would produce what you would, they might call it something different, but basically you can assume that they're producing some kind of mana, okay? And because he entered courtship with his sister, he began to produce mana himself. A little weird. It's kind of like the nosebleed thing. Instead, in this case, what comes out of him is mana. Yeah. So by the end of the episode, he's discovering mana. So as his feelings grow, and maybe the girls, when I say girls, the sister and then the blonde girl, as their feelings maybe arise for Theon as well, maybe they'll get mana as well too, or something. And then his journey is gonna, explode from there on, and it'll probably take him beyond the village and stuff. And here's the thing. I don't think this show is unwatchable. I'm not saying that. I don't think it's doo-doo. I don't think it's trash. I just think that the episode 1, I don't think was very good. And like I said earlier, if I remember right, the way that this manga started was showing us specifically what the man at 30 was trying to accomplish, how he died, and then how he was seemingly reincarnated. It started pretty atypical for reincarnation isekai stories, and it should have done that here as well too. And it should have gave us more point of view from Theon himself as opposed to the sister. Again, I can kind of understand what they were going for. I just don't think they nailed it, and I don't think it was a good idea. I think somebody in that storyboard room was like, hey, I got an idea. And they went, wow, that's awesome. And it wasn't. It was actually not good. I think, again, if you just have to go on impressions, right, first impressions, I don't think it was a very strong one. And the reality is winter 2025, there's about, I listed it in my big winter video. Maybe I'll put it up here. But there's about 20 anime, new anime, not returning, brand new anime that could be worth your time. So considering that there's such a large number of shows out there this season, I don't know. I think this one falls pretty low on that spectrum. Now, I may still give it a chance, not immediately though. I'm not going to sit here and wait for mediocre episodes week by week, but I may at the end of the season, come March or whatever, I may go in and rewatch or watch for the first time and just binge all of it. And that might be even more exonerated. That's not even a good word to use. That doesn't mean that means like, no, that's not the right word to use at all. I might be even more, how do you say it? I might have more interest in it if it gets dubbed. So if it happens to get a dub, I think it's going to be even better and so much more bingeable. And I think a dub would really, really amplify. That's the word I was looking for. I think that a dub would amplify our all enjoyment value, unless you can speak Japanese. And hey, you're already there where we would be for if this got dubbed and had a decent English dub. We could enjoy it a little more without. What I tend to find is when we have these mediocre anime and they get dubbed, because you don't have to fully give it like your 100% attention as you do when you're reading. I find that I enjoy said anime more, So, anyways, that's my thoughts. Should you watch it? I think no, but at the same time, you can make a case for why you should. My personal thing is no. So, yeah. That's been Magic Maker, how to make magic in another world. I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. Of course, check out my other channel, the Otaku Room, where I have all my reviews I'm covering all season long, guys. That is in the description. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.